What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kahuna Silver right here on YouTube, man. Once again, come back at you with another video. And I want to talk about this because, this is a subject I want to talk about, man. It was mostly because of the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, but then in the quick of it, um, we got something else announced, and it was the Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles game announced for the Switch. Now I never played Crystal Chronicles ever. I know that's a shame, and I had a GameCube. I was just never one of those guys who would sit there and like played whoever had those games that like you had to link up multiple Game Boys to in order to enjoy them. I was never one of those guys who had those games. So games like The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventure, Pokemon Coliseum, I did have Pokemon XD Yellow Darkness. I did have those games. I did have, but I didn't really know that you actually need the link cable and all that stuff. Like to actually like enjoy them like that. So I didn't really know that to do the multiplayer stuff with them. So it never dawned on me to try that stuff out. So I never gave those games like a good try. So for Crystal Chronicles to come out, so it's gonna be a good experience for me to at least try to give those games a try. Cause I never played those games. I never played those games ever. So I wanted to at least talk about the Final Fantasy love that the Switch is getting all of a sudden. Well, the well the reason why I want to talk about it because I've been wanting to play Final Fantasy on the Switch, and I thought it was a great thing that the Switch is getting Final Fantasy love. If y'all don't know what franchise I want on the Switch, the Kingdom Hearts franchise on the Switch. We're starting to get the Square Enix love on the Switch, and I've been loving the love that we've been getting so far. With the Octopath Travelers, the Lost Spheres, all that kind of stuff, and all that stuff from Square Enix, it's getting closer and closer that we're finally starting to get to the good stuff from Square Enix, and this just cemented where we're getting this stuff at now. And if these games start doing good, might get more Final Fantasy stuff, from Square Enix. This makes me happy that we're getting more Final Fantasy. Like in the span of a week or 2 weeks, we got two Final Fantasy games announced for the Switch. I was hoping to like our first Final Fantasy game would be like our first Final Fantasy game would be like Final Fantasy World, or when we first heard that Final Fantasy 15 was coming to the Switch, we all thought like it was the regular game, like the regular 15 game. But we end up getting the Pocket Edition, and you know what? That had me kind of salty because the fact it was the Pocket Edition, I was like, we cannot really accept this because if we accept this, we're really just accepting the bottom of the barrel with this game. But then they announced Crystal Chronicles. I said we can't accept this because we're getting a regular edition of the game, and it's not like we're getting cheated because PlayStation 4 is also getting the same thing that we're getting, and it's not a remake or nothing like that. It's just a remaster of an old game. So we can't accept Crystal Chronicles more than Final Fantasy not yeah, tongue twisted. Final Fantasy Pocket Edition. Sorry. So I am very happy with the Final Fantasy love that we're getting. I'm very excited with what we're getting, and I can't wait to play what we're getting. It's a bit of a it's a bit of like this is stuff that I've been waiting for Square Enix to support us with for all. But yes, right now it's not the stuff like the Deus Ex Revolution stuff. It's not the top tier AAA stuff that you want from Square Enix. It's not that stuff, not yet. We're getting there, people. We're getting there from them. We're getting there, but it's a start. it's a start at least. You know, I am more than happy with the Crystal Chronicles. I am more happy with the Octopath Travelers. You know, but you know we gotta support this kind of stuff first to get to that stuff second. You know. So anywho, it's your boy Kahuna Silver. Signing out. Deuces. You know, we got that direct tomorrow, and you know, what the hey. I'm out, y'all. Deuces.